Hey everybody, we're back. Here we are again, almost at the
Sup?
6 month mark. We got myself, Justin. We got Mark. We got Jess.
Yo, yo.
Um, how's everybody doing? Actually, fuck it, fuck everybody's week. Jess has a thought that she has to share
Shut
Yeah,
with
up.
us. So
let's
let's get
go.
to it before you forget. What's up,
Let's
Jess? What's
go.
going on?
This is so stupid. You guys suck. I wanted to share this before we recorded. And I wasn't even like saying anything, okay? I was just like
Hey,
chilling on
hey,
my
the listener
couch,
want to hear.
a
The
little
listeners want to hear your
inebriated.
voice.
I was a little inebriated and I was thinking, I'm like, isn't it crazy that the biggest advantage of the human species, right, over all other living beings is the fact that we have a brain, right? And the way that we basically evolved to like what we are, right? We got lucky. But our brain
Yeah.
is one of our biggest advantages, right? And whereas every creature or every living thing that we know has its own struggle, right? I think the goal of life is to live as long as you can. That's what we're here for, right? And everything has its struggle, whether it's too small, too big,
I thought.
not enough food, that kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And then I'm thinking like our biggest advantage of that is our brain, the fact that we can problem solve, we can do all these things, and we can figure our way out of almost every situation. But this brain is also the one thing that works against us, whereas every other living being just kind of exists, right? You're not really aware, you're not stressing, you're not worried. Like some are more complex than others, but not to the level that we are, where we have anxiety, like all these mental disorders, all these mental health issues because of the way our
Awareness.
brain, awareness, exactly, because we are aware. We struggle through this, and that's our burden, right? Our advantage is we can get through almost anything. Our burden is that, mentally, that we carry that, and every other species doesn't have that, but they have their own disadvantages where we're on top of the food chain, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's like
You
nature
found the key to
balances
life.
out, is what I'm trying to say. Nature
Okay.
balances out, bro. Like we think we're top shit, but the way everything works, we have our own shit to get through, and that's our mental health.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
um, do we have like all the best brains and all? Seems like
I mean, knowing that you are gonna die at some
Yeah.
point, it kind of sucks, Like,
Hmm.
I don't think, I mean, animals know that they get hurt, but I don't think they're gonna be like, oh my God, in like 5 years, I might die. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly, dude. Exactly. I totally agree. That is it. So us knowing that we have that advantage that we can prevent it in everywhere. We know that if we provide ourselves with food and shelter, like all this little shit, we know how to live as long as we can. Our disadvantage is those that we know we're gonna die. And we live with all that and all the
but is that really a
but.
disadvantage though? Because
Mm.
now that we know we're gonna die, we now have all these other like technology, like animals per se, right? Like they don't know this, so
uh,
they're not
I would
coming up with
okay.
technology.
Maybe disadvantage is the wrong word. What I'm trying to say is that's our burden. Like you know how like there's
Burden.
your
Okay, yeah.
advantages and you have your disadvantages. This is our thing that we carry, right?
Ah,
Bugs
okay,
are
I
too
agree with you.
small. Like some species don't have control. Like we run shit, right?
of course we do.
But our one thing, our strength is also our weakness, which I just think is really
I don't
it's
think
really
it's
cool.
I don't think okay. So like a lot of people are afraid of death, right? And okay, it is what it is, right? Like, but once you accept that it's gonna happen, like for me, like if it's my time, it's my time. That's my motto in life. I'm gonna
See
live
that
life happily and
Damn, can you really accept that though?
that's what I
Like,
was gonna say,
shit,
Justin.
can you
This
really
is the thing.
accept that?
Mark, it's easier to say that shit because I say it too. I think Justin said we all kind of say it. It is
Yeah.
really different when you have to feel it, right?
Yeah.
That's why those people who are near death and they live through that, they have this. I've met people who have gone through, like my relatives who have gone through cancer and various illnesses like that, who almost didn't make it and they make it out and they have a different kind of outlook on life, right? Because it's easy to say, it's way harder when you're really thinking, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking die.
Yeah, I think it's different when you're like, we're all gonna die. I don't know when. Okay, I can accept that. But knowing, let's say you're gonna die a week from now, man, that feels different, bro. That feels, I don't know if you feel the same way. You know what I mean? You're like, you're counting days now. You're
And,
like,
and, and,
shit.
yeah.
and those are those demons, right? When you're laying in bed, you're not trying to think about the fact that you might not wake up tomorrow. You can't, right?
Yeah.
But once in a while, when those thoughts build up, they hit you, and you're just like, damn, man, like,
That's why I want to die. I want to die in my sleep. Like, I don't want to know I'm gonna die. Like, I just want it to happen. Like, go to sleep and I never wake up. Cause, like,
yeah.
let's say someone puts a gun to my head, right? Like, fuck. Will I know I died? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
shit.
That's like so that brings up another topic where it's like, even if you're where you're gonna die, like if you have cancer and it's like very terminal, then it brings up a very controversial topic of like, you wanted to go out on your terms.
Oh, you mean in situations where people are in pain, though, right? Like where it's like, yeah, that's a personal choice. I think that's a
I don't think it's controversial at all.
No.
Yeah, exactly what Jess said. It's you who has like what right do I have to say that you should stay alive rather than yourself? Like it's your own body. You know what I mean?
It's selfish, right? Like at that point, it's selfish to make someone stay alive only for you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If you're in pain, you're making them live through that, like for you.
Yeah. So I think when it comes to grief, though, the only time it's okay, it makes it better is in that situation where they're in pain. This is, they're in a way better place than they are, right now.
Oh, I get what you're saying now. Because then let's say somebody who's just like, I hate life. Life's not going the right way. I kind of want to out myself, kind of thing. Is that what you're trying to say?
Mm-mm.
Versus the other way. Ah, okay. I see your point now.
No, so it's
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, yeah, it's okay. Like, who has the right to tell somebody they can't die? But then we look badly on people who were just like, "Fuck it, I'm done," kind of thing. Like, when
I don't
it's
think we
different.
should look badly. I don't think we should look
I know
badly.
it
I think we should
shouldn't.
feel-
I know it
we should
shouldn't.
feel-
But it's different, you know. I feel it. I feel you guys now. I get it.
I think dealing with a loss so close for the first time has made me see things very differently for myself personally.
Yeah.
And one of those things is I was a bit more dismissive before.
Yeah.
I still don't believe like criminals. There's certain levels of people that I do believe should be just fucking gone. But for the most part, when it comes to like people who choose to go out on their own terms, I look on that as like I want to appreciate that I'm still going kind of thing, right? Like going back to what I'm saying about like life is about just living as long as you can and enjoying every moment of it. Because honestly, dude, every second we're lucky because people die all the fucking time and you're still here. That's great. Like fuck everything else. If all you're doing in a day is you're just there, that's still a fucking accomplishment. I know it sounds like some hippy dippy bullshit, but I'm just saying like even when you feel like you're doing nothing and you're accomplishing nothing, dude, you lived another day. And that's more than a lot of people can say.
Exactly.
So like, I don't know.
I get you. I feel you, man.
Appreciate it. I am so high. This is Jess's like, what are they called? Shower thoughts, or what do they call them like TikTok?
I think it
Bathroom
is shower
thoughts?
Bathroom thoughts.
Bathroom thoughts. Yeah, whatever. This is what I thought about.
Well,
And then I just wanted to share with you guys before we recorded. I mean, these guys are like, no, we're gonna share it on the podcast. I'm like, that sounds stupid.
no, you don't.
No,
It's just
that was a good combo, man.
yeah, and it's a good segue into the U.S. freaking controlling a woman's body. Okay, well, actually, sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna let you two talk because Justin's gonna be like, she talking too much.
Hey, it wasn't me. It didn't come from me, right? It came from the fans. Because you weren't speaking to them. I'm just making shit up now. I don't know, but let's go. Let's move this forward. What's going on?
Just talk about it. No, I'm joking. I'll talk about it. Whatever. Okay, so the U.S.
You're gonna let the two men talk about how we shouldn't control women's
No,
bodies.
no,
Let's go for
I'm
fuck
gonna-
it, man.
I'm
We're
gonna
future
observe-
forward, right? Let's
Wait,
go, baby.
hold
Let's
up,
go.
hold
I'm ready for
I'm
this.
gonna observe the two men go at it, and if I need to comment, I will. But I think you guys can handle it. So
All right, let's go. Let's go.
All right, so
I'll battle
basically
both sides.
the U.S. Supreme Court is challenging Roe versus Wade and trying to change the limits with abortions. Now, for me, why are these fucking old white people controlling frickin' a woman's choice and, a woman's, decisions in their body? I just don't get that, Like abortions, yes, I know they're controversial. Yes, there's pro-life. Yes, there's pro-choice. But in the end, it's up to the person. It's their life. Why should we control it?
So you're
Because we
pro-choice.
have a code, Mark. Because we have a fucking code that we have to follow that separates us from the rest of that. No, I'm just kidding. I honestly, there's no two-side argument to this. I agree to whatever Mark just said. Like, it's pretty simple, man. It's pretty straightforward.
The fact that the Supreme Court took this case is huge because that means that the door is open to overthrow that precedent and essentially say now that states can ban abortions and
Which they shouldn't. But then again,
fun times.
it's interesting because the bench is very conservative. I don't know what the fuck you call that shit. conservative or?
But they're supposed to be no bias or whatever the fuck, but they're not. I don't know if they're gonna be able to. I know Biden's trying to pack the Supreme Court. I don't know if that's gonna happen first. I don't know if they're gonna delay this. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
What's their end goal? Like, why are they trying to limit this thing? Like,
because
what's
they're Christians and shit and God and fucking men like to control women. I don't fucking know.
But like, honestly, like for me, the way I see this is like, yo, if you don't want to get abortion, don't fucking get one. If you want to get one, get one. Like, what happened to like freedom? Like, who? I'm just confused of like this of like. I think it's the older generation, man. I think they're just stuck in the old ways, man.
It's a conservative mindset. It's I don't know, something they believe in. That it's taking a life, which, if you see it that way, if you understand, if that's what you view it as a life being taken away, I can't really judge you for thinking you're protecting a baby, but when you get on the side of science and you agree with like that, sometimes it's actually better to not have a child for various circumstances. That's reality, okay? I get it. I get how they're viewing it, but they need to I don't know.
You know what's crazy? It kind of ties into what you were talking about earlier, right? Because like animals, right? Like they don't have that same awareness as we do. So if one of their children is struggling, they say fuck it, man. Like obviously they don't say fuck it, but like they let the people who are, or they let their offspring that are gonna survive, and it's kind of like that. Like it's hard for us to understand. To just like, look, there's so much people in the world. Just because we want to give this one life doesn't mean it's gonna do good. You're just adding another poor fucking baby out there in the system, who might not even have a good life, who might struggle, might do something bad or good. Who knows, right?
Who knows what their circumstance is going to be? Some people shouldn't be parents. And like to what you just said, Justin, it's kind of huge. It's like, I talked about that. Like, I think life is about living as long as you can. But the other part is like, reproducing. The science part of our bodies. We want to fucking fuck as much as we can, right?
Oh,
so there's like that basic instinct
point.
Of like fucking have multiple kids. But again, logically, when you think about it, when you look at the science, that if we just keep reproducing, we're gonna run out of fucking resources. So it's actually good to not have kids. And also, when you're I should not say that. When you want to succeed and like as a woman or as a couple, people are putting off having kids because they want to focus on their careers. They want to succeed, man. They want to. It's hard to make it now. And all we're trying to do is make it because you can't afford to have a kid. Even if you wanted to, you would need to do that first. So people are putting up having kids and stuff because logically that makes sense. But there's this other part of society that's kind of going back to the basic of like, it's about family and fucking as much as you can, and kids should know about sex.
But it doesn't make sense all the time anymore. You know what I mean? Like it just.
No, it doesn't.
Honestly, for me, I would want to have a kid one day, but at the same time, like I would probably want to adopt like kids because they're like we just keep having these babies that have no family now, and I don't know, it seems a little bit more evil, like if you think about it, like them just allowing them to be alive and have that choice, but us knowing like what their life could be like. I feel like it's a little bit more evil thinking that way, man. Like shit, what this kid's circumstances can be, and you're okay with that just to the fact that you could say I saved a life.
Yeah, there's all these kids who need to be adopted, who need a home. There's kids all around the world who don't get to eat, and like the fact that I'm not trying to connect that to this. Like I know abortion is like you guys said, it's all about a woman's right to her body ultimately, right? It's her choice, But the other part of it, the bigger picture part of it, is also.
Well, do you think the dads should have a say in it? Like in my position, let's say the mom doesn't want it, right? But the dad really wants to get in and be like, I'll take care of it. I'll handle everything. Like, do you think they should have a say in that, or like fucking no? All it's all the mother's.
Holy
kind of thing?
Shit!
That was a serious question.
That is tough.
That's a serious question because like, what if the dad really wants the kid, and is like, yo, I'll take care of it. You don't have to have any like if it's only like, let's say the woman just really doesn't want to have it because for financial responsibilities, and the dad's like, I'll fucking take care of it. Like, do you think they should?
It's a gamble. No, I think it's a woman's judgment because it's case by case. Go, Mark. Go. Sorry.
Well, because in the end, all we're doing is impregnating them. We're not carrying. We're not going through
Yeah.
everything. So no, because then you're taking the choice away from the person.
But
right?
should the conversation be there? Maybe that was
She
my
could
question.
die.
Should
She
the
could die.
conversation be there?
The conversation
No.
can be there, but like in the end, you need to respect her choice.
Okay.
She-
I agree
she
with
could,
that.
She could die, dude. That's all I can think about. Is like a woman. If you're telling a woman to carry that baby, that's a lot of.
Yeah.
Her body's fucked. Like it's never gonna be the same. It's gonna change her. It's gonna affect her emotionally, physically, and then she
Yeah.
could die.
Yeah, no. I think, yeah, it makes sense what Mark just and you just said. Like, I think for me, I would just want to be able to have that conversation. But
for
at the end of
sure.
the day, for me, it's still, obviously, still the woman's choice.
I definitely think a woman should always consider a man's feelings. I think there is a bit of too much of a dismissal sometimes
Yeah.
on dads, and this is coming from someone who doesn't come, who says I don't have the best. dad.
Sorry. None of us have children, but like.
Yeah,
I mean,
none of us have children, except maybe Mark out there that he doesn't know about.
Okay,
Holy
first
shit.
of all, no. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I think. Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure.
We're just three people entering their 30s who are trying to figure out our careers and get settled before we make decisions. And I'm not even sure if I want kids or maybe, I don't know.
Nah.
But I know that we put it off because, dude, it's hard to fucking make it now, okay? How's
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
1.5
Yeah.
mil?
Yeah.
Easy.
You know, all these old
Easy.
people are used to having like our parents, my 6 kids. That's not realistic anymore.
Yeah,
know?
you can't
Hold
have
up.
your kids work at a fucking farm and take care of you. We got child laws now, child labor laws. So
I actually want to hear from you two on this shit, okay? Because I am sick and tired of, like, millennials and boomers and, like, Gen Zers and all that shit. How come Gen X doesn't get shit? Gen X is the one who raised millennials. Why do people think boomers raised millennials? Boomers raised Gen X. Gen X raised fucking millennials. And they're the fucking ones
Yo.
who like bought houses at 120K, 3-4 bedroom and shit. And that's Canadian. Like, sorry, that's my
yo,
dad's.
honestly, I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but fuck, I don't give a shit. You know what? Fuck Gen X. They are the middle child. They got everything they ever fucking wanted and gave us this puppy love bullshit. That they didn't give us. Like, okay, boomers, proud of you, man. You fought for your countries. You fought for what you believe in.
You came
Fuck,
back
I'm not-
fucked up, and I don't blame you.
Yeah, you came back
You were
fucked up. I'm
fucked up.
I'm not gonna
can't-
blame you.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I
came
can't
back
blame you.
fucked up.
But people fucking always talk about fucking millennials and this and that. Like, go
No.
fuck you, Gen X. You didn't do shit. Yeah, you had fucking Vietnam, all that shit. Like, okay, cool. Like, you came fucked up too. But dude, you had shit handed to you, man. You could buy a house for $6,000, yo. Like, dude, we came into this world with all this new technology that we had to learn, all this fucking new shit we had to learn with like society about paying
Yeah.
bills, all this shit, because new things arose. Like, man, fuck all of you, man. Honestly, I feel that too. Everybody blames us, but it's like, yo, you raised us. You're the ones that didn't raise
And
us right. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys.
And like our age group is what? We're like 29, 30 going up to like 40, I think is the oldest millennial. Not even. Maybe something like that. I'm like, what the fuck? How are we getting blamed for shit? We don't have control of shit yet. We're still trying to get out of this fucking hole. Millennials are still trying to get out of that, and we're getting ragged on by fucking Gen Z. Sorry,
Okay,
fuck those
first
kids
of
too.
all, yes, fuck,
Fuck
those
those kids.
Yes, fuck those kids.
Which-
You know,
You had the
Yeah.
internet the whole way. We became
Yeah.
aware as time went on. Facebook and shit came out, social media, all that stuff, YouTube. We were still growing up and we were like, oh shit, this is new. It took us some time. We caught up. All right?
Yeah.
Why the fuck you coming at us?
yeah, exactly. And then the other thing is like, first of all your manners suck, okay? Because like you guys could talk back to your parents. I'm sorry, but if I talk back to my parents, like a beating was coming. But and
Oh,
look at-
and then they come at us for that. And they come at us, ooh, I got beat as a kid. Like it's a good thing. Yo, okay, sometimes a kid does need a little bit, okay? And
It's called discipline.
And then they say, oh, that's PTSD because you're gonna defend your. You know what? Fuck you. Okay, this is like not a back and forth. I've just seen the commentary on this shit so much, and I'm like,
No,
it's
you
not
know what
us.
it is, man. No, you know what it is. It's we're in that cycle now in life where things was really bad for boomers, and they succeeded, right? And then the fucking Gen X, they made it like we're like this, like where we live. There's no struggle. Like there really is no struggle. Like yes, people have mental health issues. Yes, people have there's some little bit of poverty here. Yes, I acknowledge that, but yo, there's in our timeline, there is no struggle. I can walk down the street without worrying about being fucking shot by the military. I don't have to worry about getting conscripted to fucking war. I don't have to worry about um I don't know, diseases. I don't fucking know. Like
the
in
media
other
controlled
countries,
the narrative,
man.
right? Like back then,
Yeah.
the media controlled the narrative. Whatever was on TV, because there was again, internet was still new and stuff. The TV honestly could control what people thought or what swayed, and unless you were like really intelligent and really reading the news, it was harder to stay connected. So there was this bit of
Yeah.
like the attitude of Gen X became like, you just focus on yourself and keep going, right? Like you just like why the fuck are you fucking around with all this bullshit? Kind of like that, and then. But it was easy to do that back then because, it was limited exposure. Now, though, there's no way to do that. We got exposed to that, where it went from low exposure to, like, little bit, and all of a sudden it was like, holy fuck, the world just opened up to us.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
Yeah.
shit.
You know
And our
both sides.
Yeah, and our parents are telling us, no, dude, like, just ignore it. It's like, how the fuck do you ignore this? How the fuck do you ignore the bullshit going on around the world? Because I can't. And then
I
we're
can't,
getting
yeah.
hate? Bro, come on. We're not the problem here.
Yo,
Should
if
be our
anything,
generation.
millennials are saving the fucking world, man.
Exactly.
We're not out there fucking eating
Exactly.
Tide Pods. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck.
I'm sick of those like BuzzFeed articles being all like, this is the shit millennials are being dissed for, and I'm like, what the fuck? What? We're just trying to have fun. We had shitty fucking childhoods. We saw the crash and all that shit, and we're trying to make it in like the hardest economy. And so we try to enjoy our life with simple shit, and we get at for
shit
that.
on.
Fuck that. Fuck you. I still like Pokemon. I got a happy I got a Happy Meal. I got the Pikachu Happy Meal. I put the ears in and everything. I took a picture. Okay.
Yo, I remember
Wait,
that
hold on. There's a
shit, man.
Pikachu
29.
Happy Meal?
Yeah, bro. But there's Pokemon cards at
Yeah, bro.
at
Dude,
McDonald's.
it's been so long, dude. just let me know when there's minions. Okay,
Well, the
yeah.
BTS meal is coming out. Shout out, May 26th. It's
What
gonna be a
is
chicken
it?
nugget meal.
Talk to us about it.
I think it's a chicken nugget meal.
Wait, here in like Canada?
It's supposed to be everywhere. May 26th, the BTS combo. Because their new song is coming out this week, which can stay up for that. And that's also why I didn't want to record on Thursday, guys. If you're wondering why.
So you fucking lied to us, you motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. No, this actually worked out for the best.
I rushed you guys. We should record on like Thursday. I told the guys to record on Tuesday because the boys are releasing a song on Thursday night.
No, you know what? I like BTS, man. They're pretty dope. Like I've been really focused on watching their interviews. I don't know why. Like I feel stupid now. It's just so fun to watch them. Like I watched a video of them in the subway with Jimmy Fallon, them fucking playing games. I don't know why it's so entertaining. Like,
dude, they're really entertaining. Honestly, like the way I love this band isn't even their music. Like they have good music, and I love their music, and I listen to it all the time. But it's them as people. They're just so fucking like they're such good. Not even kids anymore because they're men now, but.
Mm-hmm.
They're just good people, and you watch them, and it's wholesome, and it's just they're so funny and entertaining, and they make you forget.
Yeah, because that's the kind of people you want, right? Like even like with actors, Keanu Reeves. The fuck can you hate on that guy?
Exactly, love that dude.
yeah, as a person, yeah, just an actor sometimes needs more emotion, but yeah,
Wait,
it's pretty
what?
wholesome, man.
It's
Wait,
like
wait,
John
wait.
Wick, bro.
Huh?
Dude,
Needs
I don't
more
know.
emotion?
I feel like he's always had that, or maybe that's his thing. I could be wrong. He's always just like sad and like serious at the same time. Like I don't know.
That's
Like
the
even
other
in which one was he in? Dumb or Dumber? No. Well,
Matrix, The Matrix.
no, the funny one that he was in.
Something the world, Scott or against no.
No, he was in he was old school. It was in like the early 2090s, but like
Yeah.
even then he seemed very like serious and sad. But I'm not complaining. Like I'm not complaining.
It
I'm
was
just
a
saying like
surfer
yeah, he's still a
movie.
good guy.
It's like I can picture
Yeah.
it, but I don't
Oh,
remember the
Point
name.
Break.
Yeah, wait. was
Something like that. Yeah.
No, Point
I
Break
don't
was the
fucking
bus one.
No,
There's
no,
one-
no. Point Break was the
Was it
surfer movie where like
Oh.
there was two of them. There was an old one and a new one.
Okay, it could be that one, but I don't know what he's talking about. And you're right. There are like certain celebrities. I feel like there's too much pressure on celebrities to be like everything. Like we talked about this. Remember, like role models.
It's
we
Bill
look
and
to different
Ted.
people.
Sorry, Bill and Ted.
Bill
and Ted.
Save the
There
world.
it is.
Bill
or
and
whatever.
Ted Save
Yeah.
the World.
Yeah, there was a new movie like
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, that's the one.
Anyway, sorry. What were you saying, Jessica?
Like you go to different role models for different things. Like I look at one role model for one thing. The person I look to for politics is not the person I really look to for motivation, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
I feel you.
like expecting athletes to having to have to speak on certain things, or expecting actors to have to speak on certain things. They don't have to speak on anything they don't want to. Honestly, like yeah, it's better when they do, and the ones who speak out, we appreciate them more. I don't think we shouldn't judge the ones who don't.
Yeah, but it's very hard for your fan base.
It's hard for your fan base if you say thoughts that aren't in their favor, right? If you say something opposing, but if you're not saying anything at all, you shouldn't be judged. You didn't say anything.
Yeah, like I get you on that. Like, like this person didn't dedicate their life to be a fucking politician or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I'm sorry, like this may sound rude, but they're here to entertain you. Like throw a ball like fucking, I don't know, 80 yards. I don't know football, so I'm
Or
just making
sing
it up.
like Beyonce and all them. Like Jay-Z, when they do things, yes, it's amazing, but it's not an expectation. It is I know we go on rants, or I personally go on rants about billionaires and all that shit. That's a different separate rant. I'm just talking about right now about like just celebrities or people who are famous. Just like let them live a little bit too.
Yeah,
Don't-
exactly. Like honestly, just like even if like we were famous, right? I still talk about what I want, and I get so maybe
Justin, he said if we were famous, but my mom knows me, bro. I'm famous.
Okay, well, okay, so fuck. Okay, but like, don't do stupid shit. Like, talk about things that will get you absolutely eviscerated.
See, honestly though,
And
I guess maybe in the public, but
I'm not
in your
gonna
private
name
life
that
you
bitch.
can. Who are you talking about?
Jess knows what I'm talking about. That
Who are you
cunt.
talking about? So go again.
The cunt.
Say what you say again. I missed it.
You shouldn't be talking about shit that'll get you eviscerated, and think about the cunt that I'm talking about.
Oh, that chick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Justin's girlfriend.
Yeah, Justin's girlfriend.
Oh, dude, she just went live on fucking Instagram, bro. She's awesome.
Yeah, fucking bitch.
Yo, you guys.
Hey,
wanna
you
hear
know
a
what
funny
though?
rant?
You can't agree with everybody 100%. Like, yes, there's things about her I disagree, which is stupid, but there are things I agree with her too. Like, it's like everyone. Like, you don't agree with me on everything. I don't agree with Jess on everything. She doesn't agree with you on everything, right? Like, it is what it is, man.
I don't mind that, but when you're going out and attacking people or calling people out, and then also when they come at you, then you're acting like the victim. Fuck you. Like you can't have it both ways.
Hey,
Bitch,
we
either
attack
take
people all the
it.
time.
No, I'm saying you can't punch somebody and then like be surprised when they slap you back. Like you can't.
Yeah.
You can't do both. And I feel like she plays the victim and caters to a certain demographic, and gains. You know what I mean? Like she just. Something funny that came out, which you guys might not know about, or maybe heard about. Did you guys see the Kwame Brown rant? He's been trending on Twitter for like days now.
No, what is it?
So Kwame Brown, this is like, I won't even put this in the podcast. I just want you to hear. Yeah, I just want you to hear the rant. Okay, search it on your phones right now. Like go to Twitter and just search Kwame Brown.
Who?
Kwame Brown. Okay, so when Jordan was with the Wizards, right? You remember when he came out of retirement? When Jordan was with the Wizards, but basically Jordan had drafted him number 1 overall, and this kid was 17, right? This kid was 17 years old, coming out of high school. He was the number 1 overall pick, first time a high schooler ever was, and Jordan had picked him. And then Jordan had, you know how Jordan was kind of like a bully, right? Like he used to be really, really like fucking mean. And he used to
work hard, man.
But he would brutalize this kid, right? This kid was 17. And Jordan brutalized him, just like, how the fuck did we pick you? That kind of shit. Just like going at him and saying words that I'm not gonna say. Yeah. So he's Kwame Brown, right? And he's kind of like, even though he had a decent career, he is in the NBA for like 13 years, something like that. He made like $90 million. But he didn't really, his stat line wasn't like great or anything, right? And so, but because he was the number 1 overall pick, people always call him like a bust or something. Like they joke about it, right? Kwame Brown's supposed to be like a joke. Like Jordan picked you and look what you're a flop. Because if you're a number 1 pick, for that his career was a flop. But like overall, he made his money, he did his shit. But people make jokes about him all the time, right? So recently on a podcast these other basketball players have that I listened to called All the Smoke, they brought him up and this guy just snapped. And it's like the funniest, it's insightful too. But you guys gotta listen to this rant because it's funny.
Yeah. I think I saw it, like a preview of it, whatever. But like, I'm gonna agree. If you're the number one pick and you just shit the bed, kind of like what's his name?
But it wasn't his fault. He was the number one pick, though.
Johnny
like,
Manziel?
They picked him, and it's like...
Yeah, Johnny Manziel.
Hey, but did he get the job done though?
No, fuck
No,
no.
He get the job done.
No.
Did he?
wasn't
No.
good.
I'm not talking about in the game. Did he make money? Fuck it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that's what he
Let's
says.
go, man.
That's what he
Fuck
says
it,
in his
who gives a
rant.
shit?
That's what he says in his rant. He's like, I was a kid who told my mom that I was going to buy her a house, and I bought her a house at 18 on a golf course. Like, how the fuck are you going to call me a bust when I did what I was going to do at 18?
Because, bitch, the hype was around you and you didn't do shit.
But that's not
but
his...
he still made 90 mil, so who's
Yeah.
laughing now?
Yeah.
Who's laughing now?
I do think some of the things he said were a little bit like, bro, you should... Like, that's a bit much, but, you know, he's free to express himself, but like he made some points and it was funny too because I was like, shit, he called Matt Barnes Becky with the good hair, and that shit was way too fucking funny. But that rant, yeah, anyway, I'll take this part out. I just wanted to share that because that was
No, keep it
fucking
in, man.
funny.
Keep it in.
It's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
The rant is so funny, dude. Listen to it. Like, I'm just gonna say it, dude. I have not heard the N-word drop that many times ever, and I'm like, I am almost like scared to be listening to this, but I'm trying to like hear the rant between it because he's upset, and I get it.
The only time I've ever heard an N-word dropped so frequently is in Django Unchained.
No, man, this is more. This dude
Yeah,
that was
doesn't
a good
give a
movie,
fuck.
Which,
Okay,
surprisingly, it worked, and I'm sure for the actors in that, could you imagine Leonardo DiCaprio having to be like actually doing what he did?
oh no, he was upset. He shared that too, that it was hard for him to do. But I want to share one thing though. It's like for the Call Me Brown thing, it really was like, you know how like you beat, like if a dog gets attacked by a bunch of dogs or whatever, right? And it gets attacked and it's kind of submissive at that point, nose is down, right? And then over the years, and that one other dog kicks it, and then the one dog kicks it and it kind of snaps, you know what I mean? Like you went too far. That's kind of what happened, right? It was like build up of 20 years of bullshit. And he heard this one comment. They didn't even say much about him. They weren't even coming at him like that hard, really. But it was just like, the one too far. You caught him, and he's just like, fuck you guys. And you went so personal, dude. Like, he calls out...
So he snapped.
He snapped. Like, for Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes is a player. And I like Matt, so this is fucked up to see. But Matt was actually he had a wife, and he had twin boys. And then his wife and him were like, they were struggling. They weren't working things out. They're going to get a divorce. And she ended up fucking and then marrying one of his teammates, Derek Fisher. And they had this whole thing. They had this whole fight, right? Like, Matt pulled up on Derek and beat the shit out of him, all this stuff, right? But in his rant, Kwame literally says, like, he goes after that, dude. He's like, your woman didn't have enough respect for you to fuck somebody outside the city, away or out of town, something like that. No, she fucked your teammate. Like, he's going in on Matt, and I'm just like, dude, he didn't even say anything. Like, I get it, you're upset, but bro, that's a lot. Like, he literally says, like, and Matt's also half white, half black. He goes after that too. Like, was it your black granddaddy or your white granddaddy who told you that?
Holy
oh
shit.
my god, dude, it's like, it's a lot. It's like you got your kids calling another man daddy. And he ends one rant with like, she chose. Like, no, she chose. Like, dude, she chose him over you. And I'm like, dude. Matt and like Jack made responses, but it was kind of like, oh, whatever, you know, like, dude, you just wanted attention kind of thing. But I'm just like, dude, how do you just take that? Like, publicly. Like, this guy was trending on Twitter. Everybody saw that. What would you guys do? What would you guys do
What,
if a guy
someone attacked me like that?
If just verbally, like, called out your shit like that? Like, hey, you, with your, like for you, Amar, came at your parents and stuff like that. Publicly.
Of course, I would defend them, but, like, I mean, I wouldn't snap because then it's just, you shouldn't let shit get to you. Otherwise, people are just going to attack you even more. I find. Well, welcome to social media nowadays. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
What would you say, Justin?
Honestly, it's hard to say, man. Depending on what the issue is, I'd probably snap too, man. I'm not gonna lie, but well, actually, if it happened now, like now at this time, I probably wouldn't snap. I'd probably like get really pissed and probably like message this fool and be like, "Yo, fuck you, bitch." Sorry, I swore. But back then, early 20s, oh man, I would have snapped, bro. Easy. I would have snapped, 100%.
I do think like there is a part like I kind of understand why the guys would just kind of be like, you know, dude, you just want attention, whatever, kind of glossing over it, because it's like, yeah, if they're if they're just like, dude, we moved on kind of thing. But at the same time, then the people start attacking you more, like, oh, you a bitch, Kwame Wan, that kind of shit. And I'm just like, this is so public. Like, that's a lot. That's anxiety inducing, honestly. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of.
That's why you don't respond. Otherwise, you're gonna get attacked.
That's heavy. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now so you guys can talk. Because that was a long Kwame Brown rant thing.
Honestly, the entire time until I figured it out, like I searched it, I thought you kept fucking saying call me Brown. Like, look up Call Me Brown.
No, Kwame.
No, I know. I figured it out. I looked them up, Kwame Brown, but I kept hearing Call Me Brown the entire time. It was fucking hilarious. But anyways, man,
listen to the rants,
who
though, it's
fucking
funny.
seen Invincible?
Oh, you guys, go.
Yeah. Please do not say what I think you're gonna say.
Yo, this guy, what was his name? What was Invincible's name? Mark, right? Oh, that's hilarious. His name is Mark.
Wow, you just got
Mark
that?
got-
Congratulations.
Hey, do you want what happened to Mark in the show happen to you tonight? Where he got obliterated. He got fucking
man.
destroyed. He got his asshole ripped apart as his dad stared him in the eyes with the look of death and just fucking went away and went to another fucking planet. How ruthless was he?
Put it in and
Shit,
piece
spoiler
it.
alerts. I'm so sorry. Spoilers alert.
Put it in and piece
Yo,
it.
honestly, I like that superhero movies where they're trending to now, where it's like, it's actually very violent. Like what kind of real life would look like, or what it would imitate it to be like. Because honestly, the entire show, okay, the first episode of Invincible, it's like, okay, this is interesting. And then you continue to watch, and the dad just fucking, again, spoiler alert for everybody, just destroys everybody. It was just like shocking. Like I was like, whoa, that got me hooked. And it was like that the entire show was. It was nice. It wasn't like Marvel where we're kind of used to like, you know, people get hit and stuff, but they don't like die. I guess, you know, they just get hurt.
Yeah.
But this one, it's like, yo, they're dying.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. Is like these new superhero shows are just different, and it caters to things now, right? Like on TV, I watch a lot of like, you know, The Flash and like all these DC shows, and like it seems like they're just getting boring now. But yet, you know, you got Invincible, you got like Jupiter's Legacy, you've got, you know, a lot of these new superhero shows that are actually like very underrated and really good. Except for maybe like
The Boys, yeah.
Superman and Lois, because that's actually
That's a
good
classic.
show. No, like the new one.
Oh, there's a new one. Oh, I didn't even know. I gotta watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Invincible and Jupiter's Legacy, they kind of like mirror each other. Like obviously they're different shows, but it's just the like sometimes I get mad when they're just like, we're gonna put this guy in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, yo, this guy destroyed half a fucking planet, bro. You're just gonna put this guy in jail and he breaks out. And then another episode, like, fuck. Let's destroy this guy. And that's what I liked about Invincible, right? A lot of the evil villains literally got fucking exterminated.
Well, like, I mean, the first episode just kind of fucks with your mind, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? You know? But, like, I mean...
Well, yeah, because at any point, anybody could be taken out, right? Like, I didn't know who was going to survive.
And that's why it's just so good. It's like, even Jess said The Boys. Yeah, like, honestly, some fucked up superheroes and violence, yeah, it's some good shit.
Because here's the thing, yo. Real life is fucking violent, dude. It's not like the way we kind of... I guess before this kind of more protection, like people don't need to see that. People don't need to see violence, that kind of thing. But I think now it's just... Before, I don't know what it was before. Like the understanding was like he showed people violence, they'd be violent. But now I think we kind of understand, just like with video games and everything else, and that's not true. That's not how that works. And real life is violent, and we as humans can watch that shit and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking do that. But holy shit, it's fucking cool to see sometimes. I agree with Justin. That scene when he goes in and kills all the superheroes, you're like, the fuck just happened? What the fuck did he just do? Excuse me? Hello?
Yeah.
Kind of looking around.
Yeah, and then you're just like, huh? The fuck?
Yeah, it's like in real life too, right? Like, just because you're good doesn't... Like, I hate... Like, okay, I guess if we're looking at a big spectrum, I would want to say good always wins, but it's not always like that, right? And these new superhero movies show that. Like, just because you're good doesn't mean you're gonna fucking survive. Like, it does it in Jupiter's Legacy too, right? Like, those two here... no, there was like 6 of them. They're dead.
Well,
right?
the whole thing about it, which I fucking love superhero movies for this, dude. And like the same thing with Marvel, with Civil War and everything. Like, the world, like, we want the world to just be like good and evil, right? Like, black and white. It's easy to understand, but it's not that. It's gray. And I think before we were trying to aim for this ideal, hoping that if we just aimed for it, we'd hit it. But now we're understanding we were holding ourselves to unrealistic expectations where there is no ideal. The world is fucking gray. It's about how you navigate through it. It's how we stick together through it. It's a change in mentality almost where... Yeah, it's going back to the whole conversation we keep having. It's like there's two sides. There's like the world, the ones who want to see it black and white. It's either it's either killing a baby or it's not, or it's like it's this or it's that. But no, sometimes there's complexities. There's fucking how many billions of people living different lives with different experiences. We have to like fucking take into account for that. Also, violence is fucking awesome. Okay, so
100%.
The gruesome shit.
100%.
The Boys is fucking awesome. It's brutal as shit. They're fucking right in the beginning. His girlfriend gets fucking just disintegrated.
Yeah.
There's blood on his cheek. You're like, excuse again. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Well, even to bring up like a show that's like, okay, so basically, Captain, or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like you start to feel for, the villains in there with like the girl with her cause and everything, and like, and like the struggle with even the Falcon becoming Captain America, right? Like, it's just tailored to like nowadays.
Ooh, they did it well.
Like even in a lot of like the new DC shows, like you see a lot of like, I think I watched Batwoman, and it was like a Black Lives Matter episode. And like where you're just arrested for being black or whatever, and like that's happening in a lot of shows nowadays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The topic is being talked about. More experiences are being talked about, and I know I go on my little like rants and stuff. I only not rants, like little tangents. I only do that because I'm like, I know like people clown people, right? Like, why are you into superheroes, or why are you into that, or why are you into anything? And it's like everyone's. If you look at everything like backed up, it's all the same shit. It's all the same.
And we grew up with that shit too. Like even the Avengers and like all the Marvel movies and stuff. We grew up with that, right? And even like the Simpsons and how Gen Z is ripping on even Apu being whatever, right? Like honestly, like fuck off. We grew up with that. It was fine. Like.
Do you guys realize that when we were born, right? Jordan was winning championships. When we graduated high school, it was Kobe. And now like we're like it's just kind of weird to think about the shit that we've kind of grown up with. We were kids though when like the turn of the millennium was pretty big. The turn of the 2000s was pretty big.
Yeah. Like we.
Oh, Shrek! 20 years since Shrek, dude. Today is 20 years since
God.
Shrek. Yes,
Yeah.
Talk about that for a minute. That movie was big. I love that movie.
Donkey.
It was hilarious. Donkey.
Dude, yeah, man.
Onions have layers. Shrek knew what's up, dude. We have layers. Like onions.
You know what? I respect Shrek a lot because in a lot of like you think anybody here's seen Shallow Hal? It's an older movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Talk about it.
Well, it's this guy basically who ends up seeing this girl as like really pretty, like like skinny model looking type, but he's the only one. Yeah, but he's the only one that sees her that way. Everybody sees the girl for who she really is. Like she's kind of like she's like in the show she's like 600 pounds, like not very pretty.
Okay.
And like so in scenes like she would sit down and she would break chairs and this guy's like, what the hell, like these people like don't have good stuff. But in the end basically he sees her for who she is, and then he kind of like was like, oh my god, I don't love you, and then ends up being like, okay, I do love you, but then in the movie the girl becomes beautiful, like I'm doing air quotes here again, beautiful in his eyes, like, so she stays skinny form. And a lot of the movies back then was like that, right? But Shrek,
Yeah.
yo, fucking Fiona stayed
Yeah.
stayed an ogre, yo, fucking respect.
But see, that's
I
the
love
thing.
that.
That's the thing. Like when we grew up, we didn't realize these things until now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you look back and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
You know what's fucked up? Here's why it's fucked up. I gotta go on another. This is actually is a rant, dude. You know what's everything we grew up with, right? Most of it, things like "Ring Around the Rosie," all those little songs
Yeah.
we sang, right? To that, to like things like Cinderella and Little Mermaid, whatever, all our fairy tales come from like gruesome stories. Like the actual reality is gruesome. Like "Ring Around the Rosie" is about
Disney?
like what
Yeah.
smallpox or some shit.
Yeah.
And like all these songs are about sad shit. They do, like, and so what the fuck did they expect? Like we were kids and we were living in this Disney world, and then we grow up and we're like, wait, what the fuck was that based off of? Like we were set up to fail. Our reality was broken when we look back at our childhood because everything's fucked up. Like why
Yeah,
the
a
fuck
lot
was
of
I
those
singing those
stories,
songs?
man.
yeah. But
No,
that's-
it makes total sense. There's an actual book you can buy to see the original stories of all those stories we've heard. Like even like
Yeah.
the rabbit and the hare and the tortoise. Like even that was like a gruesome story, yo.
Well, yeah, because like a lot of all the Disney stories ended a lot differently.
Everyone died. Everyone died.
They just kind of PG'd it.
Yeah, they did.
And then you get older and you see reality for what it is, and it was like, wait, the fuck?
And then Gen Z swoops in and be like, it's not okay.
No, they're over here like they're the woke ones. Like you're only woke because your millennial siblings and shit taught you. Okay, fuck off.
Fucking losers.
Honestly,
Sorry.
I say this with a Zoomer brother. Okay, so you can't even come at me. He's fucking 20.
Yo, same here. I got a brother that's 19. and
We deal with
24.
Zoomers. We have first-hand experience. Justin, tell him.
100%, man.
Piss me off.
100%. He's
Must-
right here behind me, looking at me right now. Oh, bitch.
Must be really nice to grow up with the internet, right? Fucking, we grew up with
Yeah!
dial up.
Fucking with cell phones at fucking 8.
Nobody knows the struggle. Like, nobody realizes now. Nobody knew the struggle of, yo, I'll meet you here, and if you're not here, fuck you, I'm leaving.
Well, exactly.
So
right?
now it's like,
and then
yo,
when you're not there,
I'll
you're
see you
like,
there in
Yeah.
15 minutes.
this is fucked. You're not here. Okay, well, I guess this is over. Like the struggles with that.
Yeah.
Dude,
Nobody-
internet was AOL CDs and shit.
Yeah.
We didn't dial up internet, bro. Dial up. And sometimes you go to the library for internet because you didn't have internet because it wasn't. I had to convince my mom it was worth
You
having.
had to get a
Like, she'd be like, we don't
library
need
card, bro. Fuck, yeah, you have to get a
Yes.
library.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. And the,
Yes.
and the time limit was like an hour.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
You needed
man.
quarters to go print shit at the library. Okay, the fucking struggle. You guys will not understand. We couldn't just Google shit or research because that wasn't a credible source. Right? We had to
No,
go and
we
fucking
had to
like,
actually
look
go to
up
the
shit and
library and
cite
fucking
it.
get books.
Fuck
Books, you
off.
know. Oh,
With
man.
that note, my friends, we're in a happier place now. We're in a happier place. All right, my friends, just so y'all remember, we love you. Jess is still waiting for the DMs, and have a good night.
Stop. I'm gonna take that out. I'm taking that out.
No.